Hello friends, those back pages here. I hope you're well. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate all of your support. Got a few things I want to go over tonight. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoy. This past weekend, I spent some time with my family. It was nice. I had a great time. I always do. It's always good to talk to other people that are like-minded, especially when it comes to, hobbies, music specifically. So let me get Cobb out of the way, make some room. As you may or may not know, the last month or so now, I guess, been really into the music, the collecting side of the music. So it was good to talk to my dad about this, since he, experienced the Beatles firsthand and whatnot. So well, before that, he actually, I guess it's been a couple weeks now, he sent me a text. He says, well, what's this worth? And I said, well, if it's legitimate, I guess 20, 30 bucks, not sure. It's not really my expertise. So he said, yeah, I'm going to send it to you. Open on the channel. So here it is. He said it was safe to open live on video. And it is a 82 Topps football pack in a jewel case, which is some sweet foreshadowing. So let's see if I can open this, or I could do it the old school way. Those of you that lived through the CD era, you know that trick when you would buy a new CD, and it would come like this, and it would have the label, the plastic strip, so you would just take the bottom part off, and then as I destroy this, take the bottom part off through here and just flip it up, and it would peel. Then you could peel away the label. Made quite the mess. But, he sent me a picture on his phone, best he could. And you can't really tell anything by a picture on the phone. But, looking at it now in person, it does look to be resealed. Again, I'm not a wax expert, but ideally you want these corners to be uniform and tight. And but he found this in a junk shop in his area as he was just looking at other stuff, and of course it smells fantastic. But you can't smell on the internet yet. But I did tell him I was going to open it, so let's go ahead and pull out a Ronnie Lott. Oh, you know what this is? Oh no, okay. Thought it was something else. But LT is in this, Ronnie Lott, Montana's second year. There's a sticker in there, so let's see what we get. Let's see what the sticker is. Anthony Munoz. Actually, that might be his rookie sticker. If memory serves me correct, his rookie card is in this set. So, Eric Harris, Luckhurst. Oh, George Martin, Richard Bishop, Richard Todd. Oh, wow, there's a blast from the past. Nick Lowry, Randy Cross, Rich Saul, Jim Zorn, there's a name from the past, Alfred Jenkins, Ted Brown, Pete Johnson, Randy White in action, nice, Dave Weimer, Bill Courier. So, nope, no dice, but you know, this pack is almost 40 years old. That's kind of scary to say out loud. Saying a few things tonight, scary to say out loud. And thank you, Dad. That was fun, and the price was right. So, you know, I would advise paying money for that because it just looked too, you know, not that it was messed around with, but you never know. So he gave me this copy of Abbey Road that's beat to piss. But he picked this up. He picked it up at a garage sale years ago for about $1. I mean, the top is split open. There's no inner sleeve. But there's a point to this. A couple points. I can handle this without, you know, the vinyl community going crazy that I'm touching the record. It's very scratched up. It's for art more than playing. But the point being, I wanted to is I think something I learned recently that I never really noticed before or knew is that if you look at the jacket, you can tell it's an early pressing because you can see the sewer grate here, and then on subsequent pressings they cropped higher and removed. So anytime now you look at Abbey Road, you're never going to forget that. So the first thing now when I see a copy of Abbey Road, I look to see if the sewer grate is showing there. Actually, this is a very strong, you know, I guess like the subsequent copies, either they copied it, you know, or cropped it lower. I'm not sure. But I'm not going to take out the other copies to look at it right now. But what I did want to explain, something I learned, is something, you know, my brother, who used to be in the music business, I don't think he even knew this, but it was good. It's good to teach him something. But, you know, you can look up, you can Google on the internet when this physical pressing was made, and it's this. You see this dead. You see the grooves here. That's the album, the songs, and then there's this circle around the label, and that's called the dead wax. Now you won't see it on camera because you can barely make it out in person, but with a good light reflection you can. There's a series of letters here, numbers and letters and dashes and stuff that it's not going to pick up, but you could see the faint outline right there. It's called the dead wax. So if you Google that number, it'll tell you where it was pressed. I think they had in Jacksonville, they had a pressing plant out on the West Coast, and then I think somewhere else in Pennsylvania, I think. But so it'll give you all the information about this particular pressing. So if you see a record, you own records, definitely go ahead and look that up. And another thing I learned, this label here, that's each side shows a different, this is cut in half apple for side 2, and then side 1 had the full green apple. Over the years, like the original, this is the Beatles created their own label in '68, but from '63 to '67, they were on the Capitol label, and they had what was called the Rainbow label. Then they had a lime green label. From '63 to '68, they added this, the Rainbow. '69 to early '72, they had a lime green. and then they changed it over to a like a early 70s type of, almost like, just looks 70s, like an orange with capitals spelled out on the bottom here. And then after that they went to a purple, old school looking, pre-Beatles time label. So the point being is, like, if you learn these things, and I was just fascinated by it, and it was just nice to, like, somebody go, oh, look at this first pressing of this Beatles record, and then you look at the label, you're like, no, that's just not possible, because depending on what the label here, when I say label on the record, depending on what that looks like, you can tell it wasn't, you can get the proximity just without even looking it up in the dead wax, what the pressing was. So I just found that fascinating. And I think I'm going to name tonight's episode The Phases or something like that. And I think it applies to collecting. It applies to how you approach, I guess maybe even a cycle. I don't know what the heck I'm going to name this. Something with Soto, because I have a bunch of Sotos here I want to show off and talk about. Even some raw copies. So stay tuned for that if you're only here for the cards. And if you are, I apologize. Sorry, not sorry. But, when you discover something new, like for myself, and I'll use myself, like, for example, because it's my channel, right? I'm no problem making myself the guinea pig. But when I said, I think music is specifically at that point vinyl, it's fascinatingly collectible, but there's just, the landscape is so vast compared to what we're used to in the card community. It's night and day difference. Can't even describe the differences, like just the total number and stuff like that. But whatever you're collecting, new player, even if it's cards, new player, whatever it is, you get that fervor, that fever, and you're looking constantly on eBay, you're looking other places, social media, wherever you want to look, and goes and goes and then over time, of course, when you first start, you're all over the map. You want this, you want that, you want this copy, you want this kind, this label, whatever it may be. Then over time, you narrow it down, you start to focus more, you realize, hey, maybe I should tap the brakes a little bit. Just, learn some more, and then hunting is continuously hunting. So that, probably about 4 to 6 weeks ago now, I guess, I was really super hunting on the vinyl. Now it's kind of slowed down, and I've had an eye-opening experience when I went to FYE. Yes, I get it. I'll pause here while you laugh, but I did voluntarily go to an FYE in the mall. I'll pause again, like, you won't laugh while I went to the mall. Yeah, I went to the mall. It was raining here, and I wanted to get in some walking, so the mall it is. There's an FYE. Actually, this didn't happen in FYE. And the same mall has an FYE and a Newberry Comics, of all things, which, I knew from when I was young up in Massachusetts. But anyway, I'm in the I keep saying FYE. I'm in the Newberry Comics, and I'm looking around, and they've got, hot top 30, and as soon as you walk in, boom, you're hit with I want to say 40 facing displays, like pockets for vinyl. You're smacked in the face with vinyl. Like, here's what's new, here's what's hot, top 20, yada yada yada. Then right behind it, there's 8 or 10 bins alphabetized by, by genre for vinyl. Then, there's K-pop, which I really don't know anything about, but I'm impressed by the packaging that they supply. I don't even know the pricing, but I walked past the display. On the other side of that display is where the CDs are. And it's too small. One, whereas there's 8 large vinyl bins, for lack of better terminology, there's one bin for CDs. Has one end cap for new releases, whatever, box sets, whatever they're promoting. And it was at this point, it was like a light bulb going off. And what do I always tell you guys? You have to yin when everyone's yanging, or you have to yang when everyone is yinging. Seems like everybody loves the vinyl now. And it's been a complete 180 what it was 10 years ago or so, it seems. My brief research on this, So I think, and it's weird to say this out loud, but I think that right now CDs are underappreciated. And I guess a telltale sign of that is that I wanted to buy a portable CD Walkman, and I learned that Sony doesn't even make them anymore. The people that invented pretty much the CD and the Walkman no longer makes CD players. It's portable CD player. I was just looking for a portable, maybe, and I was even looking for a Bose Soundwave, which not available. I guess with the pandemic and whatnot, plastics and electronics have the same backlog that everything else seems to have. Anyway, it is what it is, right? So in discussing this with my father, he's like, "Oh, hold on a second," and he said, "We saw one of those downstairs," and he had this JVC, which I should have probably looked up the year and whatnot, but I didn't. But let's see if it says it on here. No, I don't see any copyright and stuff, but it's pretty much, obviously this is from the 90s, and it works. He said, I haven't used it in years, but I think it works. So I took it home. I brought it home, and I put in the batteries, put in Dark Side of the Moon, which I put it in, listened to it. I was at a music store, and they had 2 used copies. Packaging is different. $5.99, $5.77. Even the art on the CDs is different. So the music on the album is the same. The track listing is the same. But even the front. This is like the old school, what the original vinyl looked like. There's a later version. So even that is different. The spines are different. A little bit. Catalog number is the same. But $5.99, $5.7, so $6 each. And I've come to the conclusion that anytime I go to a music shop now, I'm going to buy this all day long at $6. It just doesn't make sense not to. I know this is used. this probably be the only album I'd buy used. Maybe a couple others, but I'm not going to pay $10 for this, but I'll pay $5, $6, $7 for this. And I've you take it out, you look at the back, it's clean. You buy it. I've adopted the strategy now. When I go to a record shop now, I'm not talking about FYE or Newberry Comics. Like I mentioned before, in my area, there's 5 or 6 record stores, music stores. They sell CDs too. And I think that I've adopted the policy that every time I go to one of these shops now, I'm going to buy something. Because it's like supporting your local shop, your mom and pop shop. And yeah, I'm going to do that. And let's see. And again, if you're not into this stuff, you're not into it. It is what it is, right? We all collect different. We all collect how we want. On the way out of the mall the other day, I was walking through Barnes & Noble because they sell vinyl, and they have vinyl exclusive colored vinyl releases, and they have CDs, and I just happened to be walking past, a whole bin that said CD bins, CD bin, everything, $4.99. So here is a sealed copy. This came out in 2018. Original price was $16.99. This is the remastered, first ever remaster of Appetite for Destruction. It's sealed. It doesn't have the... I can't remember when they stopped making the strip on the top. But again, $4.99. Now, if this was the old version, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But this is the remastered version. Why not? $4.99. So let's see. Before online, so I was at one of the local shops, and they had, I feel that obviously I feel that CDs are underappreciated, and I especially feel that sealed CDs, like old school original sealed CDs with, like I found this at one of the local shops, and this came out in 2010, and it was $6.99, and it's John Lennon Greatest Hits compilation with a bonus DVD, and it's sealed. It's got the hype sticker on it. I mean, $6, $7, guys, come on. Something that's 11, almost 12 years old. I couldn't, I generally would prefer to stick to the albums themselves, but again, $7, come on, that's ridiculous. So next I went on eBay, because that's what all good addicts do, right? Go on eBay. And I found a seller that had this promo, and it's a promo. I know it was a promo when I bought it. This is the Experience edition of Dark Side of the Moon, still sealed with the hype sticker. It's 2 CDs. It's the album, and then a complete concert on the other CD. And this was $15 shipped for 2 CDs. I figured that was worth it. Something I actually didn't have before, so I thought that was good. As you can tell, I'm a big Dark Side of the Moon fan. So I found another seller on eBay. Again, like I always tell you guys, shoot your shot, make your offer. The worst case scenario is to say no. And I think another lost art of the whole thing now, being the internet age and whatnot, is the haggling. We love to do it at the National. Haggle. That is. And it's fun. It adds to the whole experience. And to an extent that applies on eBay as well. It's fun to go back and forth. I've lost some stuff because I've been stubborn over a couple bucks. I've won some stuff because I've been stubborn over a couple bucks. It is what it is, right? So I was able to get these two sealed remasters, Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall, which is a double album, for $20 with free shipping for both. So $10 each. It's really, it's got the hype sticker, a generic hype sticker, but it is in the digipack, and it looks good. And probably would not have bought The Wall on its own, but it's not one of my favorites. I like it, but it's not one of my favorites. That's my favorite. And I think that, I could talk about the music stuff again at another time, but only a few more. I promise that you've probably fast forwarded through this, but that's okay. I think that the main thing I really like, and it's all about, collecting and enjoying yourself and the process of the hunt and whatnot. And I think that, if you go to enough, I can almost guarantee that pretty much each and every one of you, if you go to Google right now, if you have to pause, you have to pause, but and you put in the search engine record stores near me, I would be very surprised if at least a handful didn't show up. Just for me, I put in record stores near me, 5 or 6, no problem, within half hour, 45 minutes from me. Card stores, not so much. Comics, yeah. Comic books, yeah. But not cards. So I think that having gone to most of the ones in my at this point, gone to most of the ones in the half hour radius, it's amazing to me how when you go to these places, you would think they would have tons and tons and tons of Dark Side of the Moon, Beatles albums and whatnot used. They do not. It is what it is. These things have always been very popular, and I guess that continues today. They come in, someone buys them, like myself, if I see them. When wash, rinse, repeat. But I think that having been to most of these now, one thing I'm very confident in saying is that the box set is something that is not as easy as one might think it is to find, especially locally. You can find them on eBay, you can find them on Discog, you can find them on Amazon. For the most part. I mean, again, it's like everything else. But I wish I could find more of them in person. So I actually made an Amazon purchase of this Bob Dylan, the original mono recordings. This is a 8 album, 9 disc box set. If there's enough interest, I can go over this at another time. I don't believe this limited edition, but it is what it is. I mean, it's his first 8 albums on mono. Blonde on Mom being a double album. It's a double CD. So 9 total CDs, and this was $80. What was that noise? Thought I heard a noise. So it's sealed up. It's got the hype sticker. First time on mono on CD. I think this came out in 2010. So again, that's something I can talk about at another time. The other thing I picked up on eBay was this Beatles box. This is the US albums release. This came out in 2014 for the 50th anniversary of the Beatles invading America. That's just the outside. So it's got the 13 original US albums in stereo, mono and stereo, with you know, I won't read out all the titles, but you can pause it there and check it out. And I just think this is the part. All albums are packaged in miniature vinyl sleeves that faithfully recreate the original US LP releases down to the finest detail, including inner sleeves. And you know, I'll have more on that in another video. I've actually won a nice item that I've been trying to acquire, and hasn't come in yet. So when it does, I'll probably go over that some more. I think there's strong opportunity for collecting now versus collecting later for music CDs, no matter what your taste. And we all have different tastes, and that's what makes us great collectors. So I want to go over the Soto stuff. Next week, Juan Soto turns 23 years old. Let me repeat that. Next week, Juan Soto turns 23 years old. Next season will be his fifth, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, his fifth season in the major leagues. He is a world champion. He has a batting title. He has an outside shot at winning MVP this year. Debatable. So I just want to go over some cards that I think are underappreciated right now. And I'll kind of go over why as I go over them. Let's start with this one. This is a card that JT told me to buy last year. I did not. Should have, but I did not. Cost me a bit more now, but proud to have this in the collection. This is from the 2020 Topps Chrome. This is the variation, the image variation base card. It's a refractor, but there are no non-refractors of this card. This is his. This is an infamous photo, and I think that really adds to the appeal. This image has not been used any other cards. Probably won't be at this point. But I was trying to pick this up in a 9, and when I did the maths, it made more sense to buy the 10 based on the price difference between a 9 and a 10. So let's get a stand for that, because that is just a great image. That's him answering the Bregman home run on their way to the World Series championship in 2019. And a big part of what I'm showing you tonight, is pretty much prefaced on him winning him being part of the winning team of the 2019 World Series. When he was 2021. He might not get there again, especially if he stays for the duration of his career. He might not get back. No pun intended, but that's important, because that card, let's say he has a long, fantastic career, but never returns to the World Series. This is an actual photo from the World Series on a card that's not easy to come by. That adds to the appeal of the card. Here's another card that pretty much kickstart. That's the only copy of that I have. the next card I'm going to show pretty much kickstarts my whole idea for this video as far as the cards go. And that is the 2020 Topps Chrome Sapphire. Card number 6. Not card number whatever. This is not his base card. This is the World Series card number 6, World Series highlights. Is that what they're calling this? It's just a World Series card, you know. Yeah, highlights. I was right. You know, it shows in-game action of probably from the World Series. I mean, could not be, but so we've got that. This is the Topps Gold. This is the from the Topps 2020 Topps Series 1, card number 6. This is the Topps Gold, numbered to 2020 on the back. This is a PSA 9. And then most recently I picked up this PSA 7. I put in the snipe for $1.88, and I was actually able to win this for $1.88, and he did ship it. So again, numbered card, under $2. Give me a break. Here's this is from the retail factory set foil board. This is again a fine 9. These are numbered on the back. Machine stamped to 264. Number 17. Then I have a raw copy of here it is. Of the retail. Oh, this is the hobby foil board. The other was the retail. These are numbered to 229, so it's very strange numbering. 264, 229, and they're much higher now. They really upped that number, but that's for another time. Let's see, as far as this is from the Walmart factory set. This is the blue, you know, unnumbered, but you know, stated print run of $2.99. So I picked up 2 of those. It works good. It's like the Nats blue. It looks really nice. This is the have a couple more. Topps Gold, just numbered. Again, I think that, you know, as time goes by now and the print runs get really excessive, the numbered cards still remain the same. So this is numbered to 2020, you know, no matter how many base cards they print. Let's see. Then I have, this is from the factory set as well. This is the orange. I got that in a PSA 10 actually, because it was about the same price as the raw. And these are, you know, not numbered, but stated print of 99 sets. So just shy of 100 sets. Looks cool in the orange. And again, you know, if Soto doesn't go to the World Series again, these are going to be his only, you know, base, you know, cards featuring World Series action. Now this is the Meyer exclusive. I was able to get these at $3 a piece, and it just, you know, that's pretty much a no-brainer. Picked up the 3 from the same seller. He set them my offer. So these are Meyer exclusive from Series 1 blister packs, and there's one one card, so these are pretty tough to come by. Let's see. And I picked up a raw. I'm a big fan of this card. I mean, you think about it, and I'll break it down for you. When Topps does Topps Chrome, they do image variations, and they do the base cards. They don't do subset cards for Sapphire. So there is no Topps Chrome version of this particular card. It's just Sapphire, and this is the base card. There is a orange that's numbered to 25, a red numbered to 5, that Passaccia, or however you pronounce it, is numbered to 1 of 1, and then there's a super refractor that's numbered 1 of 1. That's it. There aren't, I'm not sure what the print run is on this, probably 1,200 copies, something like that. And obviously it works extra because it's kind of, again, with the Nats, with the blue, and it looks nice with the blue and the red and whatnot. But the fact that there's no regular Chrome version of this card, I just, this was $10. This was, I overpaid for this. I think I paid $36. I've just, I got the FOMO, so I bought it. But I think that, obviously, we'll go to slab discussion another time. I've done plenty of videos on that. But I think that this is if you see this in the wild, pick it up. I know I'm still trying to buy more. I know people say, don't talk about it because then it's going to, well, here we are. But I think that these Soto cards are just, in general, Soto cards I think are very underappreciated. I wouldn't say underpriced because they've gone up a bunch. But for someone who's going to turn 23 next week, so, he's done all of this already at age 22, and he's turning out to be a great human being as well. But two more I want to show you for, thank you for tuning, sticking in. In the vein of this, where there's there's a green numbered to 99, a gold numbered to 50. There's, red, I think red is still 5. I'm not sure. And there's a super of that, of course. But I think it's important to add to your collection flagship cards that are fairly unique. And I would venture to say that, everything I've shown here is fairly unique. I mean, some of them are numbered. Like, this is not numbered, but it's known to be 99 made. Which, again, it's just, it's just a different picture of the different color of this. I mean, we can get into the semantics of that at another time. I mean, these are all, pretty much the same picture, but just different shiny, different border colors and whatnot. But, the two cards I have left to show, I'll just start. This is from the 2021 Topps Series 1 short print card, not the super short print of him dancing on the dugout with the mask on. That's expensive. This was $15. Which I guess some people would say, oh, that's expensive. But what I really like about this card is that, besides him holding the cutout, that's a whole nother topic, but this is not anywhere else. There's no gold version of this. There's no black version of this. There's no clear version of this. This is it. You have this card. This is the only version of this flagship Topps card. I think that's important. This is the only version of this Topps flagship card. And he has two of them from 18 update, which one is a short print, one's a super short, like hands on hips. It's short print. Gatorade Bath is a super short print. Those are common. Well, not the short print. The super short print's a common card, but those are expensive. This right now, not expensive. as time goes by, it'll probably get more expensive. But you never know. One card I do think that it's just, and those of you that know me might be surprised by this, but it's from 2020, Series 1, and just, whoops, and it's just, never mind that, PSA put this in the slab wrong, but it is what it is. It's a horizontal shot, I know, but he's hitting, and he's got the Expos jersey on. You gotta grab one of these when you can. They're like in the $50 range raw, so they've gone up some, but this is just and it pains me to say it because it's a horizontal shot, but it's a great image. I mean, it would have been ideal if they had used the full in the batter's box this way, but I'd rather have this than nothing, I suppose. So, again, I'm working on my outro. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's episode. I hope you learned something. Please, questions, please fire away. On anything discussed tonight, please fire away. Ask your questions. Always glad to help when I can. Share my knowledge, and I'm always learning. Like I tell you guys, I'll always be learning, and share your knowledge. And until next time. No, that doesn't work. I had something in mind, now I forgot. Okay, we're just going to go with until next time.